Hello, everyone, and welcome back to VO in Stereo. I'm your host, Jared Breshers, along with
Stephen Coghill.
and this week, same thing, got another special person from a little bit further away than normal. Please help me welcome Spanish English voiceover artist supreme, Juana Plata.
Hi, guys. Yay.
Hello.
I'm so honored and flattered
Thank
to
you
be
so much for
here. Thank you.
being here.
Yes, thanks so much for being on. We really appreciate it.
We truly do.
Thank you. I'm very honored.
I well,
So
I'm
ask away.
I'm well,
I'm all yours.
I'm just
Ask
glad the
away.
whole scheduling thing worked out because it's been a while. I'd wanted to get you on the show, but now you're finally here.
You're here
Yeah,
and we
thank
are
you.
doing it.
Bum,
We are
ba-da-bum.
doing that thing.
Yeah.
Steven,
Yes, it's
kick us off and give us some good questions.
okay. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, that's me. So my first question to you, Juana, is where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bogota, Colombia, South America, and that's Colombia with an O, not Colombia with a U. Please never make that mistake. You've been instructed. Now you know better. And I was born there, and I lived in Bogota until I was 21 years old, and then I moved. I moved to Atlanta, and I lived in Atlanta for 24 years.
Wow.
And 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, I moved to a dream city that I always, since I was very young, I said, oh my God, how, it's just a dream because I don't think I'll ever be able to live in New York City. So I'm now based in New York City.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
And were you a creative kid growing up?
Very much so. With time and therapy, you start understanding a lot of things. Um, I was very creative. I remember when I was maybe 2.5, 3 years old, and those are the early memories that I have. I used to create all this stories, and I could go for 45 minutes just telling you a story based on the little things that I would see. And then it will always have a happy ending. And I'll just go on and on and on about it. I want it to be a little bit more musical. Unfortunately, in my family and in the Latino culture, that can be seen as a waste of time. Some families, I'm not saying everybody, but the majority, because you have to focus on math, on science, on history, on the things that are going to take you to a university and, be a little bit more intellectual rather than artistic. So let's say that I wish my mom would have been a little bit more supportive when it comes to me developing, learning how to sing or to play an instrument. However, it's not too late. I am learning how to play piano because I have understood that in my career, in our field, having a really good ear takes you a long way. So, we'll see. Maybe by age 60, I will be able to play La Cucaracha and, I'll do it. But I'll do it. Da 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 da.
In my experience, it takes like 3 years of steady playing before you're able to play in front of somebody else and feel like I'm not embarrassed. So just keep that in mind.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm
Because
I
you're wondering,
rarely
people
get
always wonder, like,
embarrassed.
how long does it take for me to learn an instrument? Well, it's about 3 years if you play all the time.
I rarely get embarrassed. I think that is one of the biggest blessings that I've had in my life. There has to be something like really awful, awful, awful for me to be embarrassed. Other than that, I'll just laugh. I mean, you know me, Steven, it's like whatever, and we're just gonna have a good laugh and just keep on going. So yeah,
That's
it takes
awesome.
a lot to embarrass me and
Well,
to offend me.
my first memory of you was making me laugh. So yeah, I'm totally aware of that. Now your dad has been in the arts for a long time. So is that kind of where your influence from creativity came from?
I do believe so. My father has been in the business for the voiceover business for more than 55 years.
Wow.
I want to say that he can be compared to Casey Kasem here in the United States, but is the Casey Kasem of Colombia. He was the first one to talk about movies or do movie reviews back in the 60s. He was the first one to play music from these really weird guys from England that had this funky name called the Beatles, and nobody knew what that was, and everybody was like, okay, Armando Plata, that's my father's name. He's really on drugs and he's really crazy. Look what he's doing to the youth. He was the first one to play what we call Spanish rock or rock in Spanish, which is a movement that started in Argentina and then went all over Spanish-speaking countries where rock bands will sing in Spanish and it will be okay. It was not like, ooh, it's Spanish. It will not sound right.
Rata Blanca.
And it's part of who we are. Yes. So it did. Growing, between cameras, TV cameras, lights, studios, microphones, editing suites. It was just very normal for me. That I guess that also has to do a little bit with the fact that I don't get scared that easy because everything is so familiar. I just started this 7 years ago professionally. So, I've seen people struggling or people not understanding. I do believe that those experiences helped me to not just put my toes, just land in there with both feet and say, okay, let's take it from here. Let's run with it.
Yeah, I think it gave you the tools to do it,
Yeah.
all of the tools.
Yeah, it does help. I gotta tell you, it
in
does
your
help.
blood.
It is in my blood, definitely. My half sister is also a voiceover in Colombia.
Very cool.
My brother, he has got a fantastic voice. He's actually the only one that decided not to go through the artsy fartsy things, and he's a VP of sales for Latin America for Google. So yeah, he's a smart guy.
So he's doing okay for himself then.
He's doing okay.
We're not going to worry about him.
No, we don't worry about him. He's good.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you come from a very successful family. That's
Well, my father was very successful. My sister is very successful, at what she does. But one of the reasons why I moved to the States was because I didn't want to grow up being the daughter of, and having those influences open me doors. So, as an immigrant, when you come here, you're just a social security number and that's about it. You have no,
it's the great
family,
equalizer.
you don't have any. Exactly. And I love that. I really do, because you become whomever be all that you can be, like the army. You become whomever you want to become by your work. And that's one of the beautiful things that this country gives you. Is it may be rough, it may be tough, but if you fight for it and you make it happen, it will happen for you. So I'm very proud to say that although I do have it in my blood, I opened my own doors. I build my own career. I suffer my own battles. I cried my own tears, but I've also laughed a very good laughter, and it's going really well.
Juana.
And so
that's awesome.
And so you moved to Atlanta, and what sort of thing did you get into there? Were you initially going into voiceover, or what were you initially trying to do?
No, my Dean Esteban, and for everybody, so we call Steven Esteban. That's his Latino name. When I moved, my father had recently started working in CNN. He was one of the founders for CNN in Espanol radio news. And I already had a child. I had a child very, very early in life. That's why I'm so young and my daughter is so old.
I love that.
And so, I had to start working, and my very first job was as a waitress, and I was a terrible waitress. It was just absolutely horrible. I forgot to come and check in the drinks, and everything was cold. And I mean,
did you
the
ever
worst thing that
spill anything on anyone? Did you ever spill anything?
I don't think so, but I do remember that one day they left me 50 cents for tip. So that could have, yeah, that explains a lot
What kind of
of
restaurant
things that I
was
was
it?
doing. It was a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
It was a Mexican restaurant. El Azteca Mexican restaurant on Buford Highway in 285
Oh,
in
that is
Atlanta.
not the best area either. That's a woo.
Well, you know, back then things were a little bit different. And it's actually very international now. It's
I
actually
love
pretty
Buford
good
Highway.
now,
The
but we're
farmers
talking
market.
24 years later. It was right next to the farmers market.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay, I grew up off Claremont Road for quite a while.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go. It was right outside the perimeter in that corner in Azteca, and yeah, that was a little bit tough. That was my very first one. I also was a kindergarten teacher. Yes, no, I have no patience with kids. But you know, you have to do what you have to do, as far as it's ethical and is according to my morals acceptable. So I did it. And then a friend of mine, I was working at the kindergarten, and a friend of mine from Cuba mentioned that they were looking for bilingual probation officers for the Doraville area because they had become very international and they needed people that were bilingual Spanish English. And she's like, "Are you interested?" And I'm like, "What's a probation officer?" And funny as it is, I had the interview and I got hired, and I used to be a probation officer.
Wow.
Serving the city of Atlanta, city of Chamblee, Georgia, Doraville, Georgia, and the last one that I was in Gwinnett County, Georgia, and it taught me so much. Yes, it taught me a lot. It gave me a vision of a United States that I didn't even thought it existed. A lot of mirrors of consequences of actions. But unknowingly, it also gave me a very good networking opportunity. So I started meeting judges. I started meeting lawyers, police officers, everybody around the same industry, if you want to call it, the same profession. I worked as probation officer for 4.5 years, 5 years, until that got a little bit close to home. I became very heartless. And I do understand a lot of things that happen is because you hear the same excuses over and over and over, and you just become like a stone, you know. It's like, whatever, I'm not here to be your friend, I'm not here to listen to your sorrows, I'm just here for you to, the law says that you need to do this is what you need to do, I don't care. Not that it justifies a lot of actions, because we're all humans and we make mistakes, but I do understand the whole attitude. So anyway, this took me to have a really good networking with people, very influential people, especially Latinos in Atlanta. And one friend told me, "Hey, they're going to open a Spanish TV station, and I know you're really good at PR and marketing and networking." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know anything about TV. I mean, I know what I've learned through my father, but I haven't even graduated from college. I started studying journalism in Colombia, didn't graduate." And the next thing I know, I'm doing an interview for the Spanish television station in Atlanta, and I got hired and I became a talent and I became a producer and I became the news anchor and so on and so forth. And I launched my very first, without knowing anything, we did a very good job as a station and as a team. We launched in 2011, no, January 2001. We launched the first television, Spanish television station in the Atlanta market, Univision 34. And that's how I jump into media. Fresh off the boat, I guess. No pun intended.
No, but at least you know, you already had those skills from
yes, and
being
it's
around it.
it's so intuitive. I mean, it's like, come on, like when my boss tells me, we need to start producing a show. And I'm like, I don't know how to produce a show, but let me work on this. And, that afternoon I sat down with a half a bottle of wine and I'm like, okay, how do you do a television show? And I started doing this. And the next thing I know, I had a show, and actually it was the very first show that got nominated for an Emmy in Spanish in Georgia.
Wow.
So it wasn't that bad. I mean, I don't know how to say it. I may not have the academia, but I definitely had the know-how and the intuition. And I think that is a very big plus. Not that I'm saying that I'm it, but it does help a lot when you understand and you feel familiar. And it is my passion. TV is my passion. Um, so yeah,
Tenacity.
that's how I started. Yes.
That's what you had. Plenty of it.
Yeah.
But that's what you need. Sometimes you get into a situation and you're just like, I didn't really go to school for this, but I can do this. You just break it down into small segments and say, let me get this done, get this done. And before you know it, you're doing it.
Well, through life, I've learned that, life puts you in very strange, difficult situations. I stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And I started asking, what for is this happening to me? Sometimes I figure it out. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to know what for. But then the thing is, just take it. And rather than, I always tell my daughter, it's like, think that you're in a car and you put up the window and the window just pinch your finger. And you go, ow, my finger, ouch, my finger. Well, you have two choices. You either leave the finger there and keep on complaining, or you just push the button and let that window down and take out the finger. So you have to take action for things, because if you keep on complaining, nothing is going to change. And if you are confronted with a situation that you don't know what to do, then you figure it out, make it happen. Next.
That's good word.
I know I'm crazy like that. Sorry.
No, you're like an unstoppable juggernaut of kick ass. That's awesome.
Optimistic. I love it.
Or that word. I guess I could have used that word too.
But you need that.
But I like better kick ass. Thank you. I like that one. I think that's going to be my next tattoo.
Nice.
Kick ass right here.
Juana Plata is in Kick Ass 3.
Yes.
But you like you said, you need that tenacity, you need that drive. Even if you, like I said, even the fact that you didn't go to school for it, you can overcompensate by those type of things. Just being very organized, having tenacity, having drive.
And I applied those things when I started my voiceover career. I applied those things. It's like, okay, I have no material. I don't have a single job to show. I don't even know. I was a little bit trained, and also because I was a producer, I understood a little bit what producers are looking for from the other. I would do an audition and I'll be like, if I were a producer, would I use this? We're like, nah, this is what I would like to hear as a producer. And then I would do it. And I was very fortunate that within the first year, I started booking nationals. I booked 10 nationals in 1 year, in my year 2. Needless to say, no. But it was very nice and beautiful, but it stopped also. So the first year was, okay, I have nothing to show. I don't have any material. I have my demos. If I go back and I listen to those demos, and it's just like, how in the world did I get hired? It was rough. But I sat down every day and I was like, okay, I'm going to start sending emails to agencies. I am going to start today. My goal is to get 15 new contacts through LinkedIn, 10 new contacts through Facebook. And I'm going to send to at least 6 or 7 agencies and just mark them off. And, a template with my email, with my demo, poorly done or whatever, but it's like here. And at the beginning, I heard crickets, and it, self-doubt again. It's like, okay, am I doing things right? Is this the way it's supposed to be? And maybe by month 2, I got someone that said, "Hey, Juana, we heard what you have to offer and we like it. And where are you based? And how long have you been doing this? Would you be interested?" And then one became the other one, became the other one. But at least for the first year, I sat down every day. I remember 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll sit down and I'm like, okay, what is the next agency? What is the next client that I can contact? Who can I contact through LinkedIn? What can I do through Facebook? Then I'll go have lunch and sit back and I'm like, okay, do I have time to follow up with any of the emails, or do I have any other information that I can pursue today? If it's a yes, then let's do it until 5 o'clock. That was my work day for a whole year, just going one after the other one. And, beautifully enough, a year later, things started materializing. So again, you have to work hard. It's not as simple as, oh, well, I have a beautiful voice. Hi. No, that's not going to take you.
My
You
cousin
may have
sound great.
He says I have
You
the
may
voice for radio.
My mom
yeah,
likes me.
yeah, you may sound great. You have a fantastic voice. You may have all the attitude and all the will, but if you don't put in the hard work, and the hard work is not so nice sometimes because we have a lot of rejection, and that rejection can really take a toll on you. But if you finally start understanding that it's part of the business and you have to live with rejection until the day you stop working in this industry, then you just don't take it personal and you say next, and you keep on swimming.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Keep
Just keep
swimming.
But it's
swimming.
hard not to take it. It's not hard to take it personal, right? I mean, I guess.
It is hard. It is very hard,
But
of course, because
but it's
I'm
there's
a
be
certain person, yeah.
I mean,
It's hard
to think that other that they're not going to necessarily be looking for your voice, but you don't know that, right? So you're taking it personally, but it's not like it's not personal. Everybody's different, and they're looking for a certain person, and you don't know what that
yes.
person is. Maybe they don't even know until they hear it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have the producers or the client has already a preconceived idea of what they have, and until you present something that is different and that really catches it, like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this can work too. It has happened a lot of times when spots are made for men, and here comes a female and says, well, let me give you, what if we do it like this? And they're like, oh, I didn't even thought about using a female voice, but this may work. And it's like, okay, well, let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? But if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't work for you, then it's okay. I'm here to assist you. And that's another thing, that because this is so personal and it's so much about us, our ego, it's a big part of our industry. But we let that get on the way. And this is not about us. This is us giving a service to solve an issue or a problem that our client has. So we're not here to sound pretty, and we're not here to fall in love with our voices and what we can or cannot do. We're here to provide a service to solve a problem that our client has. The end.
Wow.
Once we understand that, it's like, okay, you need me to jump over and to be conscious of what you can do. I've had things, I don't do animation, not yet. I took a project without knowing what I was doing, and I was without a voice for 4 days because I really damaged my voice cords trying to do something that I was not trained for. That day I understood I cannot do this. So rather than me saying, no, sorry, I cannot take this, I say, unfortunately, I am not trained for this right now, but I can get you the best voice for your project. I am solving my client's problem. And then that way I'm also sharing with my colleagues the opportunity for them to make some money. It doesn't take anything away from me, because on the contrary, it makes me shine in front of my clients, because I'm helping them. So we have to be very conscious of those things. Referring is not taking away from you, is actually bringing more to you. That's
selfless
another thing that I
to
learned.
get your clients' needs taken care of. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
At the end of the day, and I maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I started with a producer in San Antonio, in Texas. Very nice guy, very polite. Last year, we've been working regularly. And then last year, I fell ill in Mexico City. I was hospitalized due to blood pressure issues. And he called, and I had something pending for him, but I was in the hospital. So I said, listen, I am so sorry. I don't know when I'm going to go back home. They're saying that I should be here 5 to 7 days. I know this is pending, but I'm going to refer you to one of my biggest friends, and she's going to do the project for, just pay her whatever the rate you were going to pay me. And he was so surprised that I would offer that he said, no, Juana, I will wait for you until you're ready. And don't worry. I'm going to tell the client, you go, you get well. And when you're ready, just let me know. Take as much time as you need. This is not an emergency. I'll tell the client. And since then, we have created a very beautiful friendship. He was very considerate. He was very cordial. He was very compassionate. And nowadays he's like, Juana, I need someone that speaks Japanese. I need a gringo from the South. I need a gringo from California. And I need a Puerto Rican. And I need a Thai voice. And I need a Mandarin voice. And I make it happen. No worries, I'll got your back. And I also vet the people that I recommend.
Oh, sure.
Because I got to make sure that they're can
solid.
Walk the walk and,
Yeah.
and talk the talk.
Yes.
So I have a very broad network of voiceovers all around the world. There are my friends, and that I feel confident in referring, and they also refer me. So it's all about networking. It's about us working as a community. It's not about, oh, well, she's going to take my job, and I can't believe that she won, and oh my God, I'm going to take that account. We have lots of people like that, but I've learned that if you start working a different way, it does work really well.
This is all good stuff.
I like Juana.
People are going to want to know this.
This is fantastic. Could do a little bit more, Juana. I mean, I was going to ask questions, but I don't really need to ask any more questions because you just went from one thing to another.
I'm so sorry.
And then,
I talk for a living. You need to shut me down.
Oh, no.
Shut me up.
Juana ran through the interview like Oprah, and you get some information, and you get some information, and here you get some tidbits. Go ahead, girl.
Look under your chair. There's even more.
Right? A new car.
I wish. I wish.
Been one good, fantastic. I mean, not only the stories have been good, and all of them. You rock. I'm just go ahead.
Thank you. I love what I do. I really do. I appreciate very good people that have been angels in my career. J. Michael Collins. I really respect him and I appreciate him a lot.
Big old lobster.
We won't tell him.
And his lobster. And I'm going to have a little, serious conversation with that guy about cholesterol and cholesterol and age.
I'm not sure he wants to hear that.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't, but hey, I ended up in a hospital in Mexico City because my cholesterol really messed up my high blood pressure. Now I'm a hypertensive person, and now I have to take medicine the rest of my life. So, yeah.
And now Juana has an attitude, and she's gonna let people have it.
She got a Juana to.
You don't wanna to. That's another tattoo. You don't wanna to.
You don't want none of this. Wanna to, son. I already thought I'd tell you. It's not what you go.
You really don't wanna mess with me, Jared. Let me tell you, do not mess with me because
it's too much trabajo for you.
Okay? Pinche gringo, you have no idea what is coming to you.
Like, cállate, puto.
Well, I won't say that word because that's a little bit.
My bad. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I won't say that.
Too late. Too late
right,
for that.
Steven?
Too late. It's a little too
After
late.
this episode, I'm firing myself anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
For example, Celia, Celia Siegel.
Fantastic.
I took at heart Marilyn Weissner. I took one of her um, in an event in Atlanta. I took one of her master classes, and I loved it because it was so to the point, and it is a guidance. As a bilingual artist, I have to learn both worlds because the English world is so different. The reads are so different than in the Spanish world. And if you, I find a lot of producers that want to have the English intonation in the Spanish read, but that doesn't work because then you come across like a gringo wannabe. You're not being truthful to being Latino. So I'm doing my training in English for the English projects, and I'm doing my Spanish, which I usually go to Mexico City. Sadly, through the pandemic, I haven't been able to. I'm dying to go. They have the best tacos ever in the world,
I don't know
next
what
to
you're
the
talking
World
about.
Conference Center in Mexico City. Oh my God! Okay, let's not talk about that. And but I
Last year.
cannot wait to go back to Mexico. Yeah, yeah. Here in the U.S. we have really good coaches, but I think that they can only take you to a certain level. After that, you need to go to the real masters of voiceover in Latin America, which is in Mexico City. That's where everybody goes to train, and then be very selective of what you're getting, the material that you're getting there. Um, and one person that I love, I adore, and as a human being, as a professional, and just as a soul, is Mr. Cliff Zellman. He did he his class on how to do automotive commercials is just perfect, sublime, to the point, very direct. So, just learning to identify who are the true players in the industry rather than investing. I've gone to every single conference out there: Las Vegas, Miami, Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, Mexico City, Bogota. The only one that I've not gone to is the One Voice conference in London. That one I cannot talk about, but every single one that I've gone to, now I know what to expect. I would recommend 1 year go to everything, and then the next year make your selections based on your experience. That's the best that we can do
That's good advice.
to keep on training and to keep on growing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, I'll be quiet now.
You can't be quiet.
What's the next question?
You're the star of the show.
Ooh, I got a question.
Okay. Go, Jared.
What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is a bull because I am a Taurus.
Oh,
Not that I like horns or I don't know how to say that.
you
If
mess
you
with
do
the
this in
bull,
Latin
you
America,
get
that
the
means
horn.
somebody's cheating on you. I
No,
don't cheat on
no. This
anybody.
is just I'm trying to be the
But
horns.
yeah, but I am very I'm a bull. I'm a Taurus. I was born in April, and I am very proud of being a hard-headed bull. I don't bullshit people, but I'm a bull. And if I like nature, I like peace. I love getting along with everybody. But the second that you start poking me, I'm gonna go and just go like this once. The second time, I'm going to do it a little bit harder. And by the third time, or if you really piss me off, you're going to feel one of those, how do you call those?
Horns.
Horns? All the way up you.
Up inside
And
of you.
then, yes.
You've
Oh,
seen
I
videos.
didn't say where. I didn't say where, but I will mess you up. And then I'll just go on my merry way again, smelling the roses and being fine with everybody.
Singing show tunes, not giving a damn.
Basically. I'll cut you.
I'll cut you.
I'll cut you and then go sing Christmas carols. I don't give a damn about you. Bless your
Something
heart.
like that. Yes.
Oh, you don't use dick
No,
mayonnaise?
I will not. No, ladies and gentlemen, no, I will not cut anybody. It's just a way to say it. No, but I will definitely take you out of my life, and you will be nothing else than
Memory.
a
Not even a memory.
little lint in the world, and
We don't
that's
want to be
about
that.
it.
We don't want to be that
No,
in your world, Juana.
no, no, and to be honest with you, life is too short for you to be sweating small stuff,
And it's
to
awesome.
be dealing with people's attitudes. This is not high school. This is a beautiful journey that's called life. I don't have patience or time to be dealing with evil spirited people that are evil willed, or that have an agenda, or that they want to ruin your career, or that they say that they are really this and that, and then behind your back they stab you. There's no need for that. Listen, you're not happy. I'm so sorry. Just don't be close to me. Let me live. You live your life, let me live, and everybody's happy. In the end, just keep on swimming. Again.
We've
For the
heard that on
horn.
the show before. We have.
I'm sorry?
We've heard that on the show before. The keep on swimming.
Keep on swimming.
Yeah,
just
it's a
keep
good
on
one.
swimming. Just you do you, I do me, and everybody's happy. Just live your life. Life is too short to be entangled in intrigues and gossip and drama. No, it's just life. Just be and let
Some
be.
people that is their life though. So
Right?
Yes,
to watch out for
sadly,
those
yes.
people.
And it's okay. It's perfectly fine, Stephen.
Yeah.
That's their life.
As long as they stay
Just
in their
don't
lane,
make
it's
it
fine.
part of yours. Don't let
Crap
that
over
energy.
there.
You just stay over there.
Stay over there, buddy. I'll kick your ass, Kevin. I'm playing with
Stay
you.
I'm not
away
telling
from
you again.
me, you think?
I have one more question.
Okay, of course, Jared.
Juana, if you could have
Yes.
one superpower, what would it be?
That's a very good question.
Right? Awesome.
Damn.
This guy.
I don't know. Let me
That's
smoke some pot and I'll come back to that.
That's its own superpower.
We'll be right back after these messages, folks.
Welcome to Smoking Marijuana with
I don't
Juana.
have any. Believe it or not, yes, I'm from Colombia.
It's New York City.
I
I'm
don't
sure
do
you'll be able
drugs.
to find something.
No,
Just
I
go
don't.
outside.
Yeah, no, but I'm not gonna get a. Remember, I used to be a probation officer, so I'm very by the book, and I'm not
Where
going
the
to
best
risk.
stuff is, man. She's got her feet in the stash room, man.
I'm not going to risk my life for. It's all right. Thank you. My life and my career. One superpower. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one, Jared. I promise.
Oh.
Before we finish.
Okay, back to you, Stephen.
And where is Juana Plata going in the future? Where is she looking to go? Well, I know
Juana
up, but
I know. I don't know. I really hope. I really hope up. I just landed here in New York City 3.5 weeks ago. The way that very similar to how I landed 25 years when I moved to the United States. I landed with a couple of bags, with lots of dreams, and with all the will to make it happen. I'm not 21 years old anymore. I'm 22. We're not going to talk about my age, but no, I have a little bit more wisdom. I have a little bit more of understanding of my life. I have much more will, and I have much more power in me to make these things happen. Only time will tell if this was a good move, if it wasn't a good move. I do have the feeling that it is a very good move. I think I'm going to conquer the world, at least my world. And we'll take it from there and see what's the next one.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. It's
in a world filled with Juana Plata.
It makes you wanna.
I wanna. You don't wanna.
You don't wanna
know.
You don't wanna know.
You don't wanna know. You don't wanna know.
You must be smoking marijuana if you think you wanna.
I don't do those things. Thank you very much.
All right, jeez.
Jesus, God, make us feel bad.
I'm boring like that. I'm like this, Jared.
The square.
Total square.
That's okay.
I'm
There's a
very
lot of different shapes that fit into a square. It's fine. It's fine.
It's true.
okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yes. Yes. So, we'll see. We'll see. So right now this is bringing a lot of hope in my life and a twinkle in my eye. And that's I think that's also part of life, It's like don't settle. If you want to go for it. It doesn't matter if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. My father is 72. He keeps on training. He keeps on learning new things. I'm in my 40s. My life is just beginning. And I want to make this happen. And it's going to happen.
Yeah, you're
I
making
know
it happen for sure.
Yeah, I would like to
Um,
say something to you personally, totally uncandid, like just transparent. You shine, my lady. You just shine. There's a light about you. So whatever hey man, the truth is the truth. So whatever fire is burning to keep that light on, you make sure that fire stays stoked because
oh,
what you're
thank
giving to other
you.
people is amazing, and you can't bottle that and you can't sell it either. So you keep that
Thank you.
fire burning. Seriously, thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you. I gotta confess, I don't take compliments very well because I'm not used to having compliments. But thank you. I take your words at heart. I really appreciate it.
Oh, be glad you're
I
not
want
around me because I'm a worse hugger. I hug everybody. That'd be this guy.
it's
He
all
really
right.
does.
I'm Latina. We don't believe in lawsuits unless it's like really, really, really obvious that you are coming across the wrong way. Then before I sue you, I will mention, and then I'll cut you, and then I'll sue you.
I'm gonna cut
But
him in slowly.
There's an order to
but yeah,
things.
we're very affectionate. We always, it's like, honey, we just hug and kiss, and it's like we're very affectionate. So next time I see you, Jared, for sure, we're going to give each other a very tight hug.
Lysol and all that. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for your beautiful words. Something that has also changed my life is that I have found a little bit of I think a part of the purpose in my life. When the pandemic started, a friend of mine was going to be in charge of doing a Spanish program in one of the conferences in the US. Let's put it that way. I don't want to say much about that because it's just not even worthy. She lives in Argentina, and she asked me if I could help her because I live in the same city where this thing took place. Sadly, they changed the rules of the game to her, and it was very disheartening to see all her efforts and all her work being unappreciated. And so I talked to her. Well, actually, we talked to each other, and I said, "Listen, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Why don't we try to bring good material, good professional material over to our peers all over the world? Why don't we start a webinar? Everybody started doing webinars. But this is like, we're talking about March this year, March, April. So it's like the beginning, the pre all the webinars. And we sat down and we said, why don't we do like a little TV show, something like you guys have, but in Spanish for free, that will bring top decision makers from our industry to anyone that wants to come on board. And so this, I know April 24th, and because that's my birthday, make sure that you write down that, Stephen and Jared, April 24th. We had our first episode of La Industria desde adentro, that is inside the industry. We had 150 people join us.
Wow.
Our very first guest is the owner of a really good studio in Miami that records a lot of Spanish things for the US market. On our third show, we had the producer from Penguin Random, and we had 430 people.
Wow.
And since every Friday, beginning at now because of the change of time, From 5 to 7, we have La Industria Desde Adentro. My partner, her name is Natalia Rosminati, and her husband, Ezekiel Lachman. They're both in Argentina. We connect every Friday, and we have brought experts on marketing, and we've had the web pages for voiceover actors, voiceover actors, uh, web pages. We've had 2 weeks ago, we had the president of Gray Latin America. Gray is one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world, and we had the president of Gray Latin America sitting with us, drinking wine. He was smoking a couple of cigarettes. We were laughing. It took us 2.5 hours, that interview. And we have an average of between 200 and 250 people per episode. And we have loyal people that are with us giving us so much love and learning and growing their careers. And we're all growing as a community. We need to defend what is ours. We need to learn how to charge for our work. We need to learn where to find work. We need to learn that no matter what, we are not worth 3 cents per word. Every single investment that we do, every mouse that we get, the computer, all the equipment, this costs money. We are a business, and as such, we need to understand that we are worth that. So we have 3 people that connect every Friday from Australia. We have people in France. We have people in Spain, all Latin America, from Mexico all the way down to Argentina. Here in the US, we have from Boston, we have people from New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Texas, and Canada, of course. And I think the other day we had someone from Thailand that joined us. It's a Spanish-speaking voiceover that lives in Thailand.
Wow.
And it's called La Industria Desde Adentro, Inside the Industry. That has given me so much being able to get and reach those talents that are somewhere in the world that maybe don't have a way to have a visa or to travel to the US, or that they're just starting their careers and they want that little voice that we always wanted it when we were starting, saying, don't do this, but rather do this. I hired voices. This is what I look for. I sign talent. This is what I look for. If you have social media, do this, don't do that. And everything's been for free. And actually, we nailed Avid Pro Tools, did the very first 4-hour training session for voiceovers, period, in their entirety. Wow. They gave us 3 licenses, which we gave away from all the attendees. And we're having another one about microphones with Sennheiser Neumann, I think, next month. So, and everything, again, this is all free of charge. This is whomever wants to join us, you're more than welcome. We even have Dave Fenoy. Dave Fenoy is talking about video games, and it's
never heard of him.
He's. Let me tell you, I'll introduce you guys. He's just.
We are joking.
Really
I'm joking. I'm
of course, I'm joking. I know you guys are joking. I know.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
He's a really cool cat. He's a really, really cool cat. You may have heard it maybe once or twice, but he's a cool cat. I'll introduce you guys.
Okay.
So that giving to others and making information accessible and just giving, generosity. We are in a moment in our lives where we really need to understand that it is not about me personally, it's about us as species. We're blowing up this planet. We're blowing up everybody's health. Either we have a sense of community or we're not going to be here.
That's true.
The end.
That's true.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
So where can everyone?
I wish I could sing like Aretha. I'm sorry.
Where can everyone find Juana Plata?
They can find me in New York somewhere walking in the street shivering because I cannot deal with this weather.
You know that's
They
not what
can
I
find
meant.
me,
Stay
of course. They can
inside.
find me social media. Let me see if I can remember. Juana Plata, Spanish English voiceover on Facebook. Juana Plata on Facebook. J Plata Voice, Instagram. I know I have a Twitter. I don't tweet much.
I don't either.
And of course, LinkedIn. You can look in for Juana Plata. However, LinkedIn, if we have done business together, if I know you, then you will be accepted. If not, it's not for me to collect friends. It is my sacred ground to find work. So if I don't accept you, please do not take it personally until the moment that we work together and that I know that you are a professional, that you know that I am a professional, then we'll have beautiful LinkedIn babies.
You and Steven are going to be connected. I have no chance. That's fantastic. I'm glad you put that out there like that. That's great.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jared. Well,
Son of a, this is always the
Okay,
bride's
so I have a
man.
question for you guys. Why did you start at the show?
Well, that's really funny. It was started as a conversation on Facebook, I believe. I was like, we're really bored. We should do something with our lives. Oh, yeah? What do you want to do? Man, we should talk about VO. And Steve was like, we should talk about music. Well, let's talk about VO and music. Hey, let's do VO and stereo. Let's do a podcast together. And here we are.
Awesome. Well, I love it.
see where
I
ideas
love it.
come from.
Steven, you didn't
It's
ask
very yin and
anything
yang
about
thing.
music.
It's super fun.
I didn't ask you anything about
I'm
music.
all about music. No,
What's your
yeah.
favorite
You have
music to
questions
give
about
credit
music?
to?
I was sure. What have you been involved in with music? Let's talk about that.
I love the 80s. 80s music for me is the holy ground of everything and anything. I die for the Pitch Mode. I had the pleasure of seeing The Cure last year in Mexico City. Yes, they're old, they're fat, they're just like completely the opposite as they used to be. But they
just
still
described
rock.
me, so that's cool. Just keep going. Keep going. Old, fat, and bald. Yep, they're awesome. Dad bods.
Yeah, and if I want to get nostalgic, and if you want to put me in a good mood, just give me the Pointer Sisters. If you want to see me dancing all over the place, give me some Kool and the Gang, some Casey and the Sunshine Band, some Earth, Wind and Fire. Oh Lord, that will definitely like I have. When I was in Atlanta, I had a mini convertible, and that will be my weekend drive. Will be up to the mountains, blasting that. Do you remember?
Do you remember the time?
September.
That's a good jam.
So yeah, that. I'm not much of a 90s person. Yeah, the Four Non Blondes I cannot take, and very
And I
few
said,
things
hey,
there.
what's
I'm
going
with
on?
you. Not a grunge girl. Not.
I think that's the worst song ever.
I think that's the Crash Test Dummies. That's so bad.
What's going on?
I like that India song where it was like the people chanting, oh,
Enigma.
Yeah, Enigma. That was fantastic.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Of course, my Latin music. I cannot take reggaeton. Every now and then I can take maybe one reggaeton. Despacito is not what we listen to.
How about Super Bachata?
All the time. Bachata.
Now, how about Super Bachata? You like that?
I like bachata. My ex-husband is Dominican. So he taught me where bachata comes from, and it actually was it was actually from the brothels. Brothels? Is that how you say brothels? Brothels. Yeah, it was bachata was the music that was danced in the brothels, and then it made it mainstream, and now it has become international. So
interesting.
Yeah, just learning, but I'm completely a good song in the right moment can definitely bring a big spark in my eye, or it can just make me go like, you know what? No.
Let the bodies hit the
I love Metallica.
I love the way you say
and
Metallica. I like the way you say it.
I'm a Megadeth
Metallica.
person.
I love Metallica. I love
Megadeth.
Guns N' Roses.
Megadeth.
Oh well, no, that's a little bit too much for me. Just a tiny bit.
Teaches them, right?
Of course, you know the big hair bands of the '80s. I went to see Carnival of Destruction, Motley Crue. The day that Vince whatever fell off the stage and broke his leg. I was at that concert. I was like, really? I've been waiting for this stupid concert.
And he fell off the damn stage.
And now you fell off. You dumbass. And so they had to reschedule him. I couldn't catch them on the new date. But and the last concert that I went right before everything broke loose was the farewell tour from Elton John. And I cannot wait to see Billy Joel in concert at the Madison Square Garden. Ooh. That is going to be like
I saw Elton John.
You can.
I saw Elton John.
I go all over
and I saw Elton John and Billy Joel together playing
Billy Joel,
two pianos.
I want it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
I saw the Spice Girls on VH1.
They look fantastic.
And I love electronic music too. My daughter is trying to convince me to go next year with her to Tomorrowland, is it? Somewhere up in...
Take security.
Somewhere in Europe.
Take security.
Take security. Matter of fact, I'll go with you.
Okay. Hey, it's on. It's on. It's on.
I think we all need to go now.
I don't think they'll let me in. I think you have to have abs. Not like I've got a 1-pack, a really big 1-pack.
It's a keg, right?
Yeah, it's like a pony boy, like a party ball for like you tap it and have sugar bears or something.
Nice.
Listen, Jared, it's all here. It doesn't matter if you have a keg.
Oh no, I'm a sexy son bitch. I know. Oh no, I missed to take your girl. Don't make me laugh her away from you.
Honey, sexy is right here. Sexy is not this. This changes, this wrinkles, this falls, this moves.
Gravity is a son of a bitch.
Here.
That's right.
Oh, let me tell you.
Make sure you find a good cook.
It's all about here.
The sex will wear off, but you'll always be hungry.
So,
inappropriate jokes coming.
Boink.
Okay, now this is, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. This is turning a little bit off course.
Off color.
It's
fine. It's fine. We're fine with that.
Yes.
It's fine.
Okay. Oh, well, then I need to come back for a second interview.
Well, you know what? It's been fantastic to talk with you.
Thank you.
We thank you so much for stopping by and joining our show and telling us everything we need to know about Juana Plata.
Juana Plata.
Muchas gracias.
It was fantastic, really.
Muchas gracias. And Jared, muchas gracias.
You're such a sweetheart person. You're a sweetheart to me. I love you. And Jared is just now loving you. There's a lot to love.
Your love back.
I love you too. And
welcome to the loving family, Jared. Welcome to the love
family. Thank you very much.
I'm a hug. And you have seen Steven drinking tequilas and singing Mexican music in Mexico City.
That was last year. We had a lot of fun.
That was last year.
But we've already had Jorge on the show and Mario and Pepe.
Oh,
we've already had those.
Steven,
so let me tell you,
eat the worm.
two of my most beloved friends and colleagues are Jorge and Esteban. And I respect them both, of course. And this is beloved from a very professional way, not a romantic way, but a professional way. I love them. I adore them. I think the world of them. So there is nothing but best wishes, best love. I hope y'all's careers blossom and may, go in the direction that you want it to be. I know they will, because I know you guys, and what you're doing is fantastic. And once again, thank you for having me.
God
bless you and bring you all the prosperity and success that you're looking for.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Bajoli, guys. That's another episode of VO in Stereo. I can't even, this has been amazing. I'm your host, Jared Breshers, always with me, by my side.
Stephen Coghill.
Juana, we love you. Everyone, we'll see you later.
You too.
Bye.
Yay.